All right, guys, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so we are now recording. I am Charice Smith, and this is the Sitdown for Unfiltered. And I have our co-host, we have Minister Randy Reed.
How you doing, Charice?
Hi. We have Minister Lennox Brown. We have Sister Corrine Myers, and we have Sister Carrie Ann Roden.
Hello.
Okay, good. I got everyone's names right. It would be the worst thing to get it wrong at this point.
Exactly. People still use my other names.
Your other name, yeah. That's what happens when you get married. People have to adjust to the new name.
Exactly. They still use it.
They still use it, yeah. Well, guys, I have a few questions for you just so that way our viewers can get to know you before we actually start the show. So I'm going to ask this question. Anyone can answer first. It doesn't matter who. If you want to piggyback off of someone else's answer, then we can do that as well. So my first question is, why did you guys say yes to me when I asked you to do Unfiltered? Who wants to go first?
Who did you call first?
I was going to say ladies first, so one of you two.
Creed, go.
Okay. I said yes because I really liked it when Bishop and Lady Smith did it, and I really like that they were able to talk about different topics that we don't normally talk about. So I wanted to be a part of that, where we can deal with different topics that might be considered taboo, and we create a space where people feel comfortable in talking about certain things that we don't really like to talk about or that are uncomfortable. So that's why I said my yes.
Yeah. I said yes because, well, truth be told, I never say no to you. So when you call, I say, anything you need me to do, Charice, you know I will. So, and honestly, for me, I always feel like this is something I would like to do, or, be exposed more to different situations or different things. But sometimes I feel like I don't have the confidence in myself as much as other people have it in me. So, I always feel so, good when somebody actually sees that in me and say, hey, I think you could do this. So, yeah, so I always say yes to you.
Thank you.
Pretty much I saw the impact and the growth when Bishop Smith and Lady Smith was doing Unfiltered before, and I wanted to be a part of that growth because I believe Unfiltered, it stimulates and it promotes growth and development amongst the saints. A lot of the topics that Unfiltered will touch are the waters that Unfiltered will tread. It's not necessarily touched around a pulpit on a Sunday morning. And I see where young people, particularly, development is not only based on a Sunday morning sermon or what happens in Bible study, but programs and efforts like these. And that's the reason why I said yes. I wanted to be a part of growth.
I don't know what else to really say to that, but I'll piggyback off of Corrine and Lennox. When I had watched Unfiltered and Carrie Ann.
Carrie Ann's like, you better include me.
Did I not give a Christian perspective? I'm sorry, guys. And of course, it's always
No. But they said it. I mean, I watched Unfiltered during the pandemic, and I enjoyed it. Like, I set my alarm to sit back and watch Unfiltered. And because of the fact that you guys were discussing topics that we normally wouldn't discuss, and to see, the bishop and the first lady and the first family being brave enough to kind of tread those waters, as Lennox would say, it really piqued my interest. So to be a part of it now, I consider it an honor. So I said I couldn't turn it down.
Do you guys even know how we started Unfiltered? Does anyone even know?
Because of COVID?
Besides COVID,
No.
I just figured you'd try to do something different. Yeah, I didn't know the real reason.
So it really started because at first we were doing Bible study on Wednesdays, and then we were doing Bible studies on Saturdays, right? Because we were still trying to have more activity in the church, so we were doing Bible studies twice a week. And Bishop was like, I'm tired. We need to do something else. Maybe I'll just cancel it. And Candace and I were like, no, maybe we should do a talk show or a sit down where you don't have to do so much preparing. You just get a topic and, you just speak on that topic. And so that was kind of the birth of it. And then I had my social media team for the church decide on the name, and someone suggested Unfiltered. And so that's how Unfiltered was actually birthed. Out of our house, was because Bishop was tired.
Thank you, Bishop, for being tired.
Right?
Now we get to continue it. But yeah, that's a good idea. That was a very good idea. And I know a lot of people missed it.
Yeah.
So I know everybody's looking forward to doing it again, or watching it, or being a part of it. So that's a good thing. So yeah.
Right. When I spoke to you guys, did I mention that you would be co-hosting, or did I just say that I wanted you to be a part of it? I can't remember what the conversation was.
I think I asked who else will be doing it.
Okay.
So you were like, oh, I've asked a couple other people, but I didn't know who at
Okay.
the time. So yeah.
You guys know who?
I think you had mentioned some names. I think you left out the co-host part.
Okay.
So you kind of left out some of the details, but you did
Okay.
mention that there were going to be other people involved. Yes, you did.
Okay, and same with you guys.
Well, when you called me, you didn't tell me specifically what it is that I would be doing.
Okay.
But then once you mentioned the names, I'm like, yeah, this is a crazy, cool bunch of people to work with.
So what did you guys think of the names, or who would be co-hosting with you once it was brought up?
For me, I know pretty much.
Use your mic.
For me, I know pretty much everybody that is a part of the team.
Yeah.
And, I've worked with Randy before, well, being on the ministerial board here, as well as the two Charice. I know that they're,
Charice.
I know that they have, awesome personality. So I know that it would be easy, whatever I'm doing with them, it would be easy to get it done. So, I was excited when I heard the names.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, Kareen and I mean, we've known each other for a bit now, so I know we're like pretty much kind of crazy together. And Minister Randy, just kind of seeing I know I said Minister Randy.
We were talking about, do we use titles? Do we
I
not
know,
use
and I'm the
titles?
worst because I never
Unfiltered.
give people their titles, ever. So, sorry about that, Randy. But yeah, so I know Randy, I know he's pretty easygoing. Lennox, I didn't know as well, but he gave my son his first haircut. So he came to my house, and after that, I was just like, yeah, I can chill with this guy. He's pretty cool. So yeah, so after that, I was just like, oh, this is easy. So once I heard the names, I was like, I've had experience with everybody, so I was pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah, I would say that when I read the names, I said, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be good. And I mean, from Kareen and I was running jokes in church. Carry On is the life of every party.
Yeah.
I mean, Carry On is like, it don't matter what's happening. If Carry On's there, you know it's going to be a good time.
Welcome to a funeral. I'm like, what's up?
You know what I mean? And then Lennox, you can't be around Lennox for more than 2 minutes and not laugh. Like Lennox just brings so much life and energy. So when I saw the list, I was like, yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good.
And Kareen, you're happy with it too?
Yes, I was, because
Use your mic. Yeah.
Yes, because I respect all of them. I know Carrie the longest. When I met Randy, I think Randy and I, it's like I've known him a long time. Lennox is the same way, and I like their personality, and I like what they stand for. So when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, I know this is gonna be a hit.
Do you guys remember any of the original episodes of Unfiltered?
One of the ones I was on.
Yeah, because Carrie-Ann was on one of them.
Yes.
Do you remember what it was?
I'm pretty sure it was like me and Marlon. Marlon and I
Yep,
did
so
it.
yours was about
So
marriage.
it was something about marriage.
Dating and
So yeah.
Do you guys remember any episodes that Bishop First Lady covered?
I remember there's an episode that you guys brought.
Yeah.
Like the kids, just you, Dylan, and Charice.
Candace.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There was an episode that I remember that one, and I remember it because you guys were so transparent, and it was the first time that we got to sit down and listen to, K-Life's first children and their perspective and how things, kind of get some information behind the scenes. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
the same. I enjoyed that episode as well as the one that Kerry and Marlon they did.
He saw me.
Yeah,
Don't leave me hanging, brother.
it was a cool episode. You know, just getting a regular scene and perspective on marriage and all of that. So it was good. I really enjoyed it.
Green, do you remember any?
Okay, so
Mike?
So I know the episode with Kerry and Marlon,
We
the
hear
one with the
from
children,
her.
and also I remember the one with Bishop Hurst.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
That's right.
while I'm here, I'm trying to think. I'm like, okay, what can I remember again? And I decided
Because it was
must
a
be-
while ago.
Yes,
It
yes.
was a long time ago.
So I remember
years ago?
those.
Yes,
Yes,
about
yes.
2
I
years
really
ago.
enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, Bishop Hurst, we actually covered his book, The
Yes.
Seven Battlefields of Marriage.
Marriage,
I believe
yes.
that's what it was titled.
Yes, so
Yeah,
it
and then
was-
we were able to get as much people from Kingdom Life to support by purchasing the book, whether online or in person, and then we were able to cover chapters of his book. So I think that was also very nice because everyone was more interactive in their own way. They were able to read and then participate in the conversation. Which is another reason why people loved Unfiltered so much was because of the commenting. People could live comment and we could address their questions while it was happening, which is something we hope to do as well with this new Unfiltered. So is there anything you guys are specifically looking forward to with this rebrand of Unfiltered?
Yeah, I think the main thing for me, I want to see how impactful it is. I know it's going to be impactful, but I just want to see the result of it on young people, particularly the difference that it makes in their lives. So, I know whatever thing you present that is good, people are always going to be talking about it. So I can't wait to hear the testimony like, I enjoy that Unfiltered. I'm going through the very same thing. Or I was thinking the very same thing. I can't wait because sometimes, you get caught in an ideology to think that you're alone passing through a particular thing. But when you hear other people saying, I was thinking the same thing, like I was thinking that, I can't wait to see the result of it on young people.
Yeah, that's true. Just the fact that we can be unfiltered, no pun intended, and just how people can relate to us. If you know what I mean, if we're transparent and honest with our experiences or whatever the topic that we will be covering, as much as we can give our honest opinion, and then even like I'm definitely looking forward to the comments and somebody might throw me a scripture and be like, Carrie Ann, no, the Bible says. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that part of the interaction and just how much we can be relatable to people.
I think for me, I'm looking forward to just like hanging out even with you guys. And we all have, and I mean that sincerely, we all have kids, we all live busy lives, and I think the opportunity to just sit out in a chair, sit back and just talk. And I think at moments we're going to even forget that it's live and people are commenting. Because we'll probably just get into a position where we're just talking like it's us at the,
And then the production team will be like, hey guys,
Yeah,
you
you're
have
live.
like 2 minutes left, come on.
But I'm looking forward to that. I'm of course I love my wife and my kids, but we're away from home. We get to just hang out with each other and just talk. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Green?
So for me, as it relates to Unfiltered, I always think about transparency. And most people know that I can be a very transparent person. So I like the fact that this space can encourage people to be more transparent and honest about their experiences, because it's only when we are honest that we will be healed or we come to the realization that, I'm struggling with this, or maybe I need to do an intervention. So I'm looking forward to the continuity of transparency on Unfiltered.
Okay, girl.
Do you
That was
feel
our word.
like a program like Unfiltered is needed in the church today? A program like Unfiltered, is it needed in the church of today?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. The name of the program says it all, Unfiltered. Sometimes we just really need to get real. There are real issues in the church, and it makes no sense we sugarcoat dealing with them, you know, because at the end of the day, people's spiritual survival depends on how real you get, saying that, yo, I've been through that situation, bro, don't do that. Sis, I've been there. You know, it doesn't work out very well if you take this course of action. You know, it is more, it's not even stating it enough to say that it's needed. Like, it is welcome right now, honestly.
And like you said earlier too, is that it's not everything we can address on the pulpit on a Sunday, because there's just so many things. So I think having something like this, where even if there's topics that you want to touch on or teach on or talk about, you know, that gives us that platform to do that instead of trying to put everything on a Sunday morning.
Just to piggyback on what Carrie and Lennox both said, while they were talking, I was thinking, at least for me, Unfiltered creates a platform for people to overcome. Because at the end of the day, we're not just here just to talk because we want to talk. No, we're here because we have all overcame something. And the persons who are watching, they're all overcomers, or they will be overcomers based on what we're going to be talking about. So, yeah.
Karine just got real deep.
Real deep, yeah. I was like, ooh.
So she's going to be the one to bring all the word.
I would just add that, you know, we're in a day and age where information is so accessible. Yeah. So it makes no sense for the church to not address things that are already, you can type just about anything on your phone and the information's there. And oftentimes what's out there conflicts with what we believe and the truth. So I think that it's important for us to have a godly perspective, right, behind things. And I think Unfiltered gives us the opportunity to discuss real life things, but from a godly perspective.
Yeah, definitely. If we were to bring somebody as a guest onto our show, who would you want?
Anybody?
Like, yeah.
Somebody we know, a celebrity? What are we talking
let's
about?
say anybody. Let's, you know, have a little fun with it. Anybody. Who would be a good person that you would want to, you know, talk to get insight on for Unfiltered, that you think maybe not necessarily for you, but maybe for someone at home, this would be a good person to bring in to Unfiltered?
Like, this is just random, anybody.
Random, anybody.
I'll go with Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry? Why?
Oh, that's a good one.
I think when you look at Tyler Perry's earlier work, the plays, I think that it came from somewhere, lived experience. And, you know, some of those plays, they touch on real situation that people go through, whether it may be broken relationships, marriages, a son that maybe would have lost his way, a daughter that would have lost her way. So to get his perspective on why he wrote the way he wrote, and how impactful it was, and the need for, you know, just to be real, I would want to hear his perspective.
Good answer, good answer.
That's a good question.
Can't think of anyone.
Deep, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I have a person, but I mean...
He's like, I don't know if I want to say that one.
I'm just going to try and be as safe as I can. Bishop T.D. Jakes.
I think it's like Kevin Samuels, but he's dead. So. But that's for another type of Unfiltered.
He died, right?
Yeah.
That guy's dead?
Kevin Samuels?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
This is a very unfiltered moment.
Yeah.
You guys are stunned. It's a tough question.
No, there's so many people that you could. Yeah, I think T.D. Jakes, I mean, he's one of the, they call him the bishop of all bishops, so to speak. A wealth of knowledge. I think it would be interesting just to have him sit down and just talk and to glean from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. I'll catch you guys for the social media interview, and we can let people know your thoughts.
And anyone at Kingdom Live who would be interested in joining, you are more than welcome.
Yes, talk to Carrie Ann about that. I want to thank you
Just throw
guys.
that in there, right?
I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Sit Down with Charice as we introduce you to the new Unfiltered. We pray that you will be blessed by everything that goes on within this segment. We hope that you stay tuned and follow us on social media to learn more of when we are live. God bless you.